So let's talk about, partnerships. When you have a business partner in any capacity, there are going to be disagreements.
100%. You see them all day.
Yeah, there's going to be different schools of thought and different levels of experience. So what we want to talk about today is when you have a disagreement with a business partner, how to handle it professionally and fairly.
Yes. There's always going to be a middle ground, and you got to find that. But we'll get into it. When you're starting up a business, so in a lot of businesses, you're going to have a partner, and it's great to have a partner. I honestly think it's better to have partners. But when you are partnering up with someone, during that decision to partner up with someone to start up a business, you have to make sure that their mindset is the same. You got to make sure that they have the same goal. You share the same goal. That you have a good relationship with them in general. You have to have the same goal. You have to share the goal. You have to share the motivation. Okay. If one person, you got to share when you're finding a business partner, you got to share the goal. You have to have the same goals. You have to have the same mindset, because if you don't, it might not work out. But if you do, it'll be a beautiful relationship.
And on the flip side, sometimes there is the yin-yang effect where you work well with each other. But I do want to do a different episode on that. But when you have a disagreement with a business partner, say, for example, one business partner is more, the money guy. And then you have another business partner that's more experience driven or more, informed about a certain element of the business. Or let's say it's an engineer. When there is a disagreement between two business partners, always make sure that you are fair and you hear them out. Don't discredit them quickly, because that's going to create toxicity. Hear them out. And then in a professional way, in a kind way, express maybe experiences that you have had before, things that you know about from industry experience. So you are not insulting them. You're saying, hey, by the way, that sounds interesting, but this is what I know about taking that path, and use your expertise and experience to justify why you disagree with that. And hopefully, if you have a good business partner, they'll be understanding about it. But it's always good to hear everybody out and present your issues or concerns about taking that path.
Yeah.
For example, we deal with a lot of business owners that want to grow their business. And we'll speak to one. They'll agree to the 10% model. They'll say, oh, this is great. I'm ready to rock. Let's go. And then we will talk to the other business partner who's kind of maybe dated with his strategy. Maybe he knocked on a lot of doors. Maybe he did phone book. And, he thinks that, business is just going to come with him. And we run into this where one business partner wants to grow their business and the other business partner wants to just kind of sit comfy and do what they're doing and stay in that same path with no growth.
In some of these situations, we've seen that these business partners go through a business divorce.
Yes.
I mean, and it's tragic. It sucks, because you started off this business with that person, and now you're seeing a difference in the mindset and a difference in your goals, and it's not fun.
Very recently, we experienced this where a friend of mine who trusts me has a relative, a sibling that owns a business, a company that they want to grow. And everything went great until we talked to the business partner, and he was very, very skeptical and negative. He didn't have the vision. Wasn't focusing on the reward.
Yeah.
He was
too focused on the risk.
Focusing on the risk. What
if he wasn't focusing on the long-term goal, which the other partner had? He had that long-term goal in mind. And so this goes to the beginning. You got to find someone who has the same goal as you, who has the same mindset as you, who wants to grow with you.
You also want to make sure that if you do have a disagreement with your business partner, that they, again, you hear them out, but also you play in your mind if you went their route that they're requesting, what would most likely be the income?
It's interchangeable. You got to understand the partner's mindset, and it's on both sides. You have to find a middle ground.
Compromise is key. If you have a disagreement with a business partner, meet him halfway or meet her halfway. Just go, okay, let's do it this way, which is kind of a blend of both, so we both can kind of get a taste of what direction. If it's a very, fork in the road, it's very, very, very different and there's no way to compromise. This is where you need to make an executive decision based on how many shares you own in the company or the percentage you own in the company for you to step in and go, hey, I own 60% of this company, hypothetically, and I'm making the executive decision that we need to do this. I'm willing to sacrifice this if it doesn't work out, and just be fair with your other business partners. And if you have good business partners, they should understand, because you're more concerned about the big picture thinking. What would happen if we made this move and it didn't go as expected? What would happen, or how would it impact the business?
And so we talked about that in the last short episode, where we talked about risk management and how to understand a risk and how to protect yourself from the downfall of a potentially bad risk. And that all, ties into making a decision with a partner and, having the same mindset. When it comes to you said it perfectly. Honestly, you have to have a middle ground with a partner. If you guys are in a disagreement completely, you have to find that middle ground.
Exactly. And that's with any relationship, personal or business.
Yeah.
You have to compromise.
Compromise
Work it out, figure it out, blend it. Maybe say, hey, we'll do it this way for 6 months. We'll try your thing the next 6 months. But you have to have an open mind, and you have to keep it professional. Don't totally shit on people's ideas. If someone has an idea and they come to the table, listen to them, consider it, and talk like gentlemen or professionals and figure it out.
Yeah. And so in the next episode, which is going to be more of a long form episode, we're going to talk about how to find and how to make sure that the person you're thinking about partnering up with would be a good fit.
Exactly. That's very, very important.
Yeah.
But hopefully this episode, it's a short episode, but it's little nuggets of information little episodes that we're creating. And our goal here is to help people avoid pitfalls, avoid being overly stubborn with your business partner and having a disagreement and being, screw you. No. Hear them out, consider it, play it in your mind, compromise. That's the key to having a good relationship when it comes to business and handling disagreements professionally.
Yeah. Imagine I'm like, I disagree. I disagree with what you're saying. All right, cool.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace out.